Our Hall of Fame inductee tonight is entering our hall earlier than any graduate in the history of the Hall of Fame. The selection would have been inevitable, but by inducting her tonight, we give merit to the idea of being present to the moment and enjoying all life has to offer when it is given. I called Kirsten a few weeks ago back and discussed the thought of accepting the honor this year. I did so for a few reasons. One, I thought it would be nice for her to claim the honor in front of student athletes who actually ran with her. The class of 2019 and 2020 were sophomores and freshmen during Kirsten's time at Monroe Woodbury and had contributed to her success as scoring teammates. So many of the championship teams that Kirsten was on while she was at Monroe Woodbury, these, particularly the senior class, had been a part of those teams in some form or fashion. Second, I had seen a presentation given by Kirsten in front of the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards post-graduation. Her message given in part to make people aware of traumatic brain injury, but in larger part to demonstrate how living in the moment has instilled a sense of appreciation and gratefulness into her daily rituals. I was awestruck and validated at the same time. Yes, we like to run fast at Monroe Woodbury. But watching her speak, I was reminded of what really matters in life. I was so proud of her message and honored to have her on our team for the 4 years she was here. Kirsten fell in a track race her senior year. She hit her head, and she now copes daily with the effects of TBI. If she can still grasp the important things in life with all she has been through, then we can all take a moment to reflect on what really matters the most. The moments that we take for granted and the difficulty we have in living them fully day to day. Kirsten certainly lived that way when she ran for us. It was our message so many times as a team and as a program. I am so proud to see her living that way today. I had to have her accept the honor now, today, as a way of showing her we believe in what she says today, and that we believe in the power of now. Kirsten, thank you for coming. Now let's talk about that not so distant past for a few moments. Kirsten was a 4-year varsity scorer for the Crusaders. After a rough start with a stress fracture her freshman year, she was relentless in pursuing her goals. Every opportunity she got to run, she took it. Her stats in the Purple Pride Handbook, if I can just take a second to make sure everybody has one or has access to one. We don't have enough for the whole room tonight, but there should be plenty on each table to pass around. If you don't have one and you need one, they're just out in the hallway there. You can certainly go grab one. That's fine. Anyway, her stats in the Purple Pride Handbook, denoted in bold lettering, leave no doubts about her desire to do her best. Her all-time finishes are as follows. There are a number of courses that the girls in the program over 44 years have run. They have not changed very much at all, if at all. The 4 here denote her place on that all-time list amongst the 44 years of Monroe Woodbury girls cross-country history. So I always stress that you're talking about thousands of kids. She is number 10 all-time at Bear Mountain. She is number 2 at Bowden Park all-time. She is number 6 at Van Cortlandt Park. Keep in mind that's a 2.5-mile course. And she is number 4 all-time on our home course. When I do select, or when the committee, Matt Hammer started the Hall of Fame, and we would select it together. He kind of did it, and I kind of just said, yeah, that sounds good, I like that. So now I do it on my own, and my criteria is sort of the doorbuster sort of stat. When you open the door to see her accomplishments, what is the one stat that jumps out at you? And sometimes you have to look to find it. It doesn't always jump out at you. You know, there's so many ways to look at a cross-country performance. But not taking away from anything from her, all of those are top 10 performances on the courses that we run. The one that jumps out at me, the stat that jumps out at me is actually a finish, not a time. Kirsten's 15th place finish at the New York State 2014 Federation State Championship is the 7th highest finish in school history. In 44 years, we have only had 6 girls finish higher than Kirsten. 5 of those are now current Hall of Famers. The one other girl who has finished higher than her is currently attending Penn State, Catherine Monks. Kirsten actually beat Catherine the year before to grab her spot at 15. The only reason I mention Monks is to reference her in the sense that that's the kind of talent level Kirsten ran at. I referenced that to give the idea of the talent Kirsten brought to bear on any course she ran. Kirsten ran on 3 Federation teams and contributed to 2 top 5 finishes in back-to-back years. Those are 2 of only 6 finishes that we've ever had in the top 5. Always a team player, her desire to do her best was second to none. My fondest memory of her as an athlete was during one summertime conversation we had prior to her senior year. She might remember this. I was at the shore, I was on vacation. She was really like looking at schools and not sure what to do after college and where to go. And you know, we were talking about things and what our schedules look like. And, you know, whenever I get a senior that's like really amped up about college in like August, I try to tap them down a little bit and say, listen, you have things to do right now, living in that moment, you know. She was really, really amped up about it. You know, every conversation we had was about, what am I going to do next year? I was like, well, what are you going to do this year? You know, what's going to happen this year? Let's think about that. So I was determined to keep her focused on her training that summer and nothing else. She made me really happy because I got a text from her one day. I remember I was in Long Beach Island and I was just, you know, sitting around, and the text was real simple. It went, just went for a run, mind is clear, ready to go this season. She certainly was. Okay, I'm going to ask a favor of everybody right now. I'd like everybody to forego any kind of applause and minimal movement for tonight's presentation of the Hall of Fame induction. I'm going to ask for the plaque. So, my super duper assistant, this is Jen. She's right here by the assistant coach. Raise your hand, Jen, so you can. There she is. She had an important job tonight. That's why she got that plaque. That's good. So I'm going to ask everybody to forego applause and, again, minimal movement for tonight's presentation. I am proud and honored to induct Kirsten Crawl, class of 2017, into the Monroe Woodbury Girls Cross Country Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Okay, this just makes it, just saying.
Let's just test that. Is that good?
Yeah, can you hear me? Is it good? Okay.
Can they hear you?
I'm so honored to accept this award. MW Cross Country was, and still is, my family. They supported me back then, and they're supporting me now through my brain injury. As a crusader, I've made so many memories with my teammates, some of which are sitting right in front of me. Memories of laughing or singing through long runs, or struggling through workouts or races, freezing through cold, windy, rainy, muddy, or snowy days, or sweating on the brutally hot ones. But whether it was good or bad, we were always there for each other. To this day, my teammates have become some of my best friends and forever will be. The sport of cross country has instilled some of the most valuable lessons in me. Each and every day, we have to push ourselves. Sometimes it will feel as if everything is coming together, but other times, it will feel as if everything is falling apart. But no matter how the day ends, we always show up for the next. It takes true dedication and determination to run cross country. It's definitely not easy. Physically or mentally, we are trained to push through, no matter how hard it gets. And a lot of the time, we push through because of the support of our teammates. The ones who are your shoulder to cry on, or the ones who pick you up, literally, when you're down. But we also push through because we have hope. Hope that if we keep pushing, we will get better, faster, stronger, more experienced. We believe in what we do and what we want to do. Every minute, every day, every practice, every race helps build the foundation. Despite all the hours of training, we cannot predict the outcome. It all comes down to the exact moments in a race. That is called the future of uncertainty. Here at MW, I think that we all have, at some point in time, experienced the tears of joy and sadness, the frustration, the resiliency, the teamwork. All of it plays a role in setting the foundation to who you are as a person and athlete in the now and in the future. I strongly believe that due to the foundation set during my 4 years of running, I'm able to keep a positive mindset and keep pushing through my recovery. For those that don't know, I sustained a severe concussion while running an indoor race during my senior year. As Goody said, I collapsed and landed strictly on my head, only to black out for 8 seconds, to then be carried off the track, none of which I remember. From the moment I opened my eyes, I experienced a whirlwind of symptoms that have literally continued every single day since. My brain injury ended my high school running career and put me out of school for 7 weeks, only to return half-time with full accommodations. I am and have been deferred from college and am physically unable to function in life. I suffer from a constant headache, migraines, neck pain, dizziness, sensations of movements, sensitivities to light, sounds, motions, odors. This list goes on. I went from being a Division I bound athlete and aspiring veterinarian surgeon to someone who is fighting every day for normalcy. Everything that used to be completely effortless prior to my brain injury are now things that I really greatly struggle to do. So showering, literally showering is an activity I have to plan around because it makes me dizzy, and on the bad days, I'm too dizzy to do so. Standing, talking, cooking, car rides, you name it. I struggle to function in the simplicities of everyday life. Life is painted by the difference of beauty and pain, and it is everything in between. Although I'm living an entirely different life, filled with endless doctor's appointments, rehab, medications, constant debilitating symptoms, I know that it could always be worse. Running used to be my identity, and although I cannot physically run, I still see myself as a runner. Just one of a different kind of race, and one that will quite literally last a lifetime. I still have the same exact foundation. Throughout those years running, I've battled my fair share of injuries. Then and now, I could have and still can give up. But I've learned that the only way out is through. Through with patience and positivity. I choose to smile through my pain and embrace all that I have endured because I know that I am who I choose to become. Your life is defined by your attitude. Your attitude is created by your choice. Happiness, positivity, gratitude, living in the moment are all choices. I live every day with these choices of perspective as my force of momentum. Sustaining my TBI reminded me that tomorrow is not guaranteed. If I had known that'd be my last normal week or month, I would have done things that I'm physically limited to do today. The future is uncertain, and you can't take back time. You must learn and choose to live today differently. I definitely don't hold any regrets to the life I used to live, but I think that my reasons for running never fully saturated with me until, well, I couldn't run anymore. Why did I run? Well, as a freshman, Goody had us write a paper on why you run. My freshman self wrote, and I quote, "I run as a stress reliever for the competition / being on a team and for the experience." During my senior year, Goody sat us down and showed us his Why I Run book. In it were articles, quotes, and reasons to why he does what he does. He reminded the few of us to run for a reason. I always ran with heart, determination, and positivity, but sometimes I let the bad workouts or races define my mentality. When I wasn't running as fast as my freshman or sophomore self, I told myself, you aren't pushing yourself hard enough. I always wanted to do great things as a runner, but I think at times I was missing just a tiny little piece to my mentality. That was belief and utmost gratitude. At the New York State Federation meet my sophomore year, while sitting on the bus, Hammer quietly motioned to me and he said, "You can finish as number 1." I smiled, nodded, and I understood what he meant. He meant that I could beat my teammate, Catherine Muggs, who at the time was number 1, and I was number 2. During the last 200 meters, Catherine was still ahead of me, but I could still see her. I told myself over and over again, just a little faster, you can do it. Until I did it, and I crossed that finish line. I beat Catherine by less than half a second. She jokingly used my long legs and big feet as an excuse, but in the end, we were always so proud of each other and grateful that we did in fact have each other as training partners and best friends. I think this goes to show how powerful belief is. I think if it weren't for Hemmer's simple words, I wouldn't have pushed myself as hard those last meters. Sometimes it takes belief. Sometimes it takes someone else to believe in you so you can believe in yourself. So many times as runners, we beat ourselves up over the bad races or workouts. Sometimes it will be your own voice in your head, and other times it will be someone else's, but it tells us that your best wasn't good enough. If I could talk to my younger self, I would tell her to stop. Stop overthinking everything. Stop beating yourself up. Stop telling yourself you should have done better. Set no expectations and just run with every piece of you, because your mind is your only limit. But be present in each moment and take it all in. The feelings, the sounds of silence broken with every step. I now believe to become the best runner or person you can be, you also have to understand that at any given moment, you could lose it all. My younger self didn't run like each race like it was my last, because I always thought there would be a next time. There would be a next season or a next year. But guess what? There wasn't. So with that, I ask you, are you living each moment like it was your last? Filled with gratitude, positivity, determination, endless dreaming. It's not always about times or places, but learning who you are and who you can be. All the experiences in my lifetime thus far have taught me so many lessons, but more importantly, the people in my life have impacted me in ways so that I can flourish. I'm so proud to be an MW alumni and unbelievably honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm so thankful for this sport, my coaches, my teammates, my family, all of whom helped me become the person I am today. I truly could not have done it without them. So thank you. Remember to keep on believing, because if not now, then when? Come like I said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kirsten.